Gonna start this off. Welcome to the show.
It's not turntablism. It's not turntablism. It's just what it is.
Welcome to Things I Hate 13. And it sounds about right that it's 13 unlucky. God, I had a fucking... Holy Christ, bro. Okay, so if you haven't picked up by now, I have a lot of feelings. I'm an emotional guy. I like to be around people, though. You know, I like being around people some of the time. Other times, it's just like, dude, fuck off. I never want to see a human again in my life. My social battery. We all have them, right? I overestimated to get technical, voltage of my social battery this weekend. You may know I do high movie reviews, or I have done one. I was going to do a second. A friend of mine she likes Disney movies, and she likes to get high. And so I was like, why don't we do a fucking high movie review together? You know, that's great. And I wanted to make sure she has a boyfriend. I wanted to make sure the signals were clear and I wasn't being any kind of, slutty slut trying to hook up. So I was like, bring your friend too, so that it's clear this is not like a date thing. It's just for the movie. So I wanted it to be clear, right? So that happens. And then it's about an hour before we're supposed to meet up at 7 at my place. It's about an hour before she hits me up. She's like, hey, my friend, like not the girl that I know, but this other girl, okay. We'll call my friend Brittany, and then we'll call the other girl Stacy. So Brittany is like, yo, Stacy's friend is going through some shit, and Stacy is helping her friend. So I was like, Brittany was like, yo, can Stacy bring her friend? And I was like, fuck it, sure, whatever. The more the merrier, right? And then Brittany's like, oh, my roommate feels lonely. Can I bring her as well? And my fucking dumb ass is like, oh, 4 women and me alone getting high as fuck watching a movie. Yeah, that's something that me, a neurotic, insecure, overthinker, I can handle that situation. No problem. That's a fucking breeze for me. That's a walk in the park. I can do that. For sure I can do that. Why couldn't I do that? I fucking do that every day. No, of course not. So the next thing that happens is it's like, bro, well, my couch is large, but it most certainly is not large enough for 5 people to sit comfortably on. Now, another thing I pride myself on is I'm a very good host. I believe that. I believe I'm a fantastic host. I really want people to feel welcome in my home. I want to give them free food and blah, blah, blah. And yes, sleep, eat, whatever you want. Watch TV. Mi casa, su casa, right? Fucking chill out while you're here. So in order to make people comfortable, I wanted to make them comfortable physically. Well, I was like, I better expand the seating capacity of my living room. And how do I do that? Oh, well, I mean, the most logical thing is to put my mattress down here. I started to put cushions from some of my other pieces of furniture, but that was just a worse version of my mattress, right? It was just a mattress that is structurally unsound. It's just the cushions would form a composite mattress as opposed to like, why not just get a whole thing? So I go and I put my mattress down. Now, of course, it's high movie review, so I have to set up cameras. And well, where's everyone going to be sitting? They're going to be sitting on the mattress, so I have to point the cameras at the mattress. And I also have to set up wonderful lighting. So by the time the 4 women arrive here, it looks like a fucking porno shoot, and I feel like a greasy pimp from like Vegas, trying to break into the porn scene for the first time. So already my like self-conscious is going off, or like my, I can't handle the vibe because it's like, Jesus, this is way more intimate than I had realized, and whatever. And I'm sober. I try to take some drinks to take the edge off, but it's still like, I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, so whatever. The girls arrive. We talk about it. We make jokes. It's, I'm like, this looks like a fucking porn shoot. It's not that big of a deal. We release some of the tension. Okay, but then we're getting high, and it's just like, I'm kind of bugging about that the whole evening. So because I'm kind of bugging about that, I'm trying to make it very obvious that I'm like, hello, I'm your neutral host, and this is my friend Brittany and her friends who are welcome in my home, right? And so I'm trying so at one point we make nachos and we bring them back out here, and I'm high as fuck. And again, to really drive home the point that I'm like, it's neutral. Equality 2020. We're all kind of getting, settled in the living room. And like the place where I watch high movie reviews is like the corner of my couch. And so I like yell. I'm like, nobody sit in that corner. That's where I'm sitting. And one of the girls who I don't know, she goes to sit there, and I go, don't fucking sit there. Like, that's where I'm sitting. Just to be like, dude, no, this high movie review. I got to sit there. I want you to be comfortable, but unfortunately it's not all about that. It's like the purpose of this evening is for me to be the most comfortable and to watch the movie in that spot, because that's the high movie review spot. It's also the most comfortable, and it's about like, I want to have a good time too. So it's my home. Be like, get fucked. I'm going to sit in the most comfortable spot. So anyway, I'm like a bit over the top in like my like, hey, don't sit there, just to make it clear the vibe, to counteract the fucking mattress and all the cameras. Oh, I forgot. Then too, of course, when they get here, I immediately demand, I'm like, give me 2 of your cameras, because I'm just nervous, right? And it's like we have to get multiple angles. We have to get multiple angles for the shot because there's so many more people in this fucking high movie review. So I have to set up all these angles. So I have to use 2 cameras. So I'm like, give me your fucking camera. I'm going to put it. And they're like, oh, okay. I mean, I told all this beforehand, right? I told my friend all this all beforehand. Everybody knew what they were getting into. They knew it was recorded. They knew it was a high movie review. They knew, but it's still like it was socially ambitious, right? It was socially over ambitious. Like, it was a big undertaking to be like, dude, I'm going to take in my friend and 3 of her friends who are essentially strangers to me and conduct them through a recorded evening while I make like inappropriate jokes based on my most deep thoughts. You know what I mean? So I yell at them for their cameras. Then I fucking yell, get the fuck out of my spot. And then the nachos are being passed around. And again, I'm trying to make it clear, like, I'm not trying to be suave or polite or, give you a nice time just because you're a girl. I made a nice evening for you. The nachos come to me. I just fucking take the whole plate of nachos and just put them on my chest. Like it's the thing that goes in the oven tray. So I'm just have it lengthwise on my body. And I would have just put sauce on and had some soggy nachos, but they were like, yo, we need to save the sauce for after because it makes nachos soggy. And then I guess we're all too high. We didn't put the sauce on the nachos. We just had the jar and was dipping into it, which is like, first of all, that's kind of gross because COVID and just gross in general. But like, whatever. I'm high. I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm too stoned and fucked up to do anything about it. So I have the jar here as I'm sitting in the corner and I'm dipping and I'm high. I'm trying to get the best bite of nacho cheese and like nachos. So I'm fucking manhandling all the nachos, trying to smush together like a bite of good nacho. And then after manhandling it for like, it felt like 5 minutes of just in the nachos, the communal nachos that everyone's eating. I'm manhandling, and then I fucking dip it in the jar that's just on me, and I'm like, and it's probably dripping on my shirt, fingers in my mouth, disgusting, do it again. It's just disgusting, right? Just a disgusting display. But again, that's kind of the point, because it's like, bro, whatever sexy vibe is brought on by my sick lighting and this fucking mattress, here is the negation, okay? Here is me telling you how it is, just to make everyone comfortable. And anyway, fuck. So, of course, after a while, the fucking jar spills, and I have to scoop up the salsa in my shirt and then go throw my shirt. Oh, God, it's just a fucking nightmare. Anyway, when I get the salsa on me, we take an intermission. We smoke some more weed and whatever, have some drinks. We're just chatting and shit. And then Oh, God. And these fucking girls, man. First of all, there's a non-zero chance these guys will see this. And so I just want to say, I had a blast. It was obviously incredibly stressful for me, but also I loved it. And it was hilarious and a wonderful experience. And you guys were all hilarious and great guests. So please, you're welcome back anytime. Come on down. But, you know, I'm still going to report on the social anxiety that permeated my entire being. Anyway, so we take a fucking intermission, and then these fucking ladies out of nowhere, roommate turns to Stacy. She's like, I have a question I want to ask Stacy. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of interrogation level of energy is this? What are you going to break out the fucking towel and water? Are we in Guantanamo Bay? What the fuck is going on? This is a high movie review. Why are you putting Jabroni on the spot? What does she have, like, prepared answers? What the fuck is this? She says, she's like, I want to ask Stacy a question. And you know it's not like, what kind of fucking cereal do you like? It's like going to be a hefty question. You could tell from her fucking tone that she's about to go in. So she reverts to grade 8 and she fucking announces with finality, truth or dare. And now I'm like, what the fuck time machine bullshit have I fallen into where I am at a sleepover movie night with the girls and now it's truth or dare? And I'm like, oh, just like, what the fuck, right? I am bugging. And I'm high as fuck. I can't handle it, you know. And then, of course, it's not something easy. It's not truth or dare. Truth. What's your favorite fucking kind of cereal? What kind of fruit do you like? It's not that. It's truth or dare. Verbatim, she goes, what's your most embarrassing story? Bro. After the initial shock wears off, it's kind of a fun game, right? What's your most embarrassing story? It's a good way to get to know people. I'm tweaking out about it because, like I've said 50 times, I'm fucking stoned out of my mind. But whatever. Stacy is reluctant to tell her most embarrassing story. Shocker, right? It's not like it's a fucking easy peasy thing to do. So Stacy is like, kind of bugging out. These fucking ladies are relentless. So roommate is like, come on, like, blah, blah, blah. Brittany, my friend, is like, yeah, blah, blah, with the blah, 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 you know, like. The fourth one, which is Stacy's friend, I don't know, we'll call her Gab. Gab is pretty chill. She's like kind of she was pretty chill in the evening. Shout out to Gab. But anyway, fucking Brittany and fucking roommate are like not going off, but they're encouraging. They want it to happen. It's starting to get awkward now, and I feel very uncomfortable very easily. So I've worked a lifetime of my best of trying to diffuse situations. That's why I learn comedy, because I can't stand awkward situations and uncomfortable situations. And the best way to remove that is to diffuse it with humor. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'll go. Just like, cause Christ, clearly these fucking ladies have a bone to pick and they're not going to let this go. So yeah, I will tell my most embarrassing story, or like one of them. Lord knows I have a fucking, collection. Anyway, so I tell this hilarious story about this first date I went on where like I did the yawn move in a theater and fucking massaged this girl's head. It's funny. I have it recorded. I'm going to post it, whatever. I post it. After I say it. After that, apparently this gives them courage. They start, the roommate goes, she tells a story that's embarrassing. She like throws up on somebody's shoes on a bus. It's pretty embarrassing, but it was the right tone, right? It was like good. And then we're kind of getting into it. They go back to Stacy, and roommate says something like this. She's like, I want your most embarrassing. I want like childhood trauma, therapy level shit. And I'm like, again, if I was sober with a full social battery, yeah, I could handle this shit. No worries. This is my bread and butter. I'm all about getting real. But stoned as fuck on a Friday night when I'm trying to mellow and make fucking dumb jokes about Hercules. No, bro. I don't have the capacity to deal with this shit then. So anyway, Stacy gets into it. And thank God, in the moment, her story is fucking intense. And I won't say it here because I have it recorded, and so I will make a video and put it out. But it's fucking intense. It talks about how she gets a concussion and then pisses herself in public, which is like, bro, that's a lot, dude. Like, you concuss and then just piss your pants. Mine was like a cute, like, it's an awkward date. We've all been on them. You know, I didn't fucking, and I'm just like, Jesus. So it was just a lot to take. And so then anyway, the evening goes on. We get back to the movie, thank God. Fuck. Then I have neighbors like everybody else, and I don't know them that well. They seem like pretty, bro dudes. I think they work in the restaurant industry. I don't know them that well. They seem fine, but like they wouldn't be my first choice of guys to get drunk with, if you know what I mean. They're like the way they choose to post up, the way they choose to behave themselves is just like is unnerving. They're not like the chillest dudes, I would say. So we're halfway through this fucking movie, and we're all hella loud because everyone's laughing and having a good time. Despite my fucking crippling anxiety, I'm having fun because it's like there's some pretty funny shit that's being said, honestly. These girls were pretty fucking funny. So as I said, always welcome again. But yeah, so we're all pretty loud, and there's 4 women. So there's 4 women voices, and they're all, gregarious. They're loud, they're having a good time. So you can hear women's voices loudly from downstairs. We're watching the movie. I hear suddenly ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding 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 dong, ding dong, like that. Okay. And I'm like, fuck, somebody's going to tell us to come, like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, shit. So again, high as a motherfucker. I go down. I open the door. There's a person standing in my door who I've never seen before. Okay. This person, usually when you open a door, you kind of, you stand with like one shoulder in, and you maybe stand like a foot or 2 back from the door so that you're not fucking like in someone's space right as they open, because that'd be really aggressive. Yeah, well, I'll give you one fucking guess how dude was posted up. Dude was posted up shoulders square, okay? Fucking like at the threshold. Oh, God. Fucking dirt stash, a New Era cap, a fucking black t-shirt that's too small. Not a good look. Not a good look. Not a comforting look either. He's not the first person I'd leave my kids in charge. I'd leave in charge of my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm high now, staring down the barrel of like a fucking social gun, right? Because it's like, Christ. First words out of his mouth, hi, like, I know your neighbor. I want to be friendly neighbor, like broken English, which is fine, whatever. I don't speak French that well, but just to paint the picture. He's like, I want to be friendly neighbor. And he extends his hand to shake my hand. Now I'm shaking his hand. The shake is lasting way too long, right? He's still holding it. I'm like, this is fucking hell on earth that I have to deal with this right now. He's shaking, oh God. And I'm like, fucking Christ. So I'm trying to just be polite. Just be like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, I hear friendly neighbor, like maybe, we come and we both hang out together and we all hang out. And I'm like, I have no idea who the fuck you are. It's clear to me that you just want to bang these girls, but like, I don't want that because like at the most selfish reasons, it's in my house and I don't want to witness that. At the very most selfish. At the obviously more important, like, okay, you're not exactly the suitor that I would recommend for a woman in general. So I'm just a little bit nervous about your whole energy and would prefer to keep you outside of my house. So as I'm interacting with this fucking bozo, my neighbor comes out and he's like, yo, man, like, hey, like maybe you want to do a shot with us and like party. And I'm like, no, like I don't want to fucking party. They're really insistent, and at first I'm just kind of politely like, man, I don't really feel it. And they're like, oh, come on, like, don't you want to be like friendly neighbor? And I'm like, oh yeah. And finally I got to be like, look, you guys, like, I really want to party with you, but I say it more believable. I'm like, I really want to party with you, but not tonight. Like, don't, like, fuck off. And it was just fucking stressful. So that happens. I go back upstairs. I sit down. We keep watching the movie. Then some of the girls are like, hey, where is Brittany, my friend, right? I'm too high. I just dealt with, the rapists are us downstairs. I'm not about to fucking deal with whatever the fuck is going on. My house is not that big. She's here somewhere. She's a fucking grown-ass woman. I just check out. I'm like, I hosted a lot tonight. I actually still have a little treat for you guys. I'm checking out on this one. Maybe it was irresponsible, but I was like, I don't have enough. So I was just like, I don't fucking know. And I keep watching the movie. They go check on her. She's in the bathroom, fucking puking her guts out. I don't know why. We didn't have that much to drink. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe she ate something wrong or something like that. Who the fuck knows? She's puking her guts out. She pukes the rest of the evening. Her friends kind of set her up on a couch. I like post up here and I'm just like, fuck it, and just like zone out and try to do the movie. Of course, I'm just bugging out the whole time. Anyway, we get the movie. I get the movie done. She's still puking. I still don't want to deal with it. So I just start watching The Office because I'm like, if I just ignore her in that situation, hopefully her friends will just sort it out because I just don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Because I don't want to, like, if you're throwing up and then the host is there, it's kind of embarrassing for you, because it's like, oh, you're throwing up at this person's house. Like, it's embarrassing. So I'm trying to, like, get out of her way so she can just have, like, a fucked up night and, like, not be embarrassed by me being around and just kind of, like, stay out of it. Like, give her space, you know what I'm saying? But I feel bad because I'm like, this is my friend. She's all fucked up. But it's also, like, if I was fucked up like that, I would just, like, I wouldn't want to be touched. Just like, don't fucking touch me. I'll just deal with it on my own. But anyway, I just check out. I put on Office just to see, like, please. I'm like just wishing that her friends are going to sort it out. Eventually, they're just like, yeah. Like, one of them's like, yo, I'm going to stay here with her and we'll just crash on the couch. And then the other one's like, yeah, I'm going to go home. And I was like, okay, fucking dope. Then we move the bed. I get roommate to help me move my mattress back to my fucking room. I break part of my bed frame as we're putting it back on my fucking bed, and then I KO. And obviously I don't fucking sleep a wink because we got fucking throw up Mackenzie out here just all night, and I'm high as fuck. My brain is like, it was fucking awful. It was a fucking nightmare. Oh, but to all the ladies who showed, it was wonderful also. And please come back anytime. And I mean that sincerely. I need a fucking break. Oh, God. My social battery is so depleted. Fuck. Holy shit. Dude. And then, bro, like some fucking idiot, for some reason, I thought it would be fine. Again, having lived in my own body for 29 years, I thought it would be fine if I, a neurotic, introverted, self-conscious person with a limited social battery, if I scheduled 2 intensive social activities with very new friends back to back, wherein both of those activities involved intoxication. I thought that would be fine. Again, fucking walk in the park. Why wouldn't I do it? The next day after this fucking shenanigans of a high movie review night, I schedule a work brunch for my new work team because I want to get to know them. They're all fantastic people, lovely people. So I want to get to know them more because I work with them and I'm having a great time. So it's like, let's come over, let's hang out. Thank God this time around there were at least 2 dudes. So it wasn't just all girls, which is great. So it was like a regular social dynamic. Thank Christ. And honestly, this was a pretty fun day. It was just a lot because of my social battery was already depleted. And I was just kind of like, whoa. But we had actually a pretty great time. I was still really nervous because it's all new people, right? And you're always nervous about like making a good impression. And at one point, again, there's a non-zero chance that the colleagues I'm speaking about will see this very soon. So again, just to reiterate, loved you guys. I had a wonderful time. I look forward to the next one. But there were some times that I was one of the dudes there, he likes to smoke his own joints, right? He likes to roll his own joints, to have his own one, which is cool. But my beef, we're all here in the zone, right? We're all smoking weed and passing around and shwa shwa. It's all like we're sharing food, shwa shwa. Everyone brought a little thing to share, shwa shwa shwa. And everyone all share responsibility, share. Great sharing. So he smokes his joint and he's kind of keeping it to himself. So I kind of put my hand out, like I would like some of that, feel like it's a reasonable request. My hand, we're sitting next to each other. He's on my right. My hand is probably, in terms of the boundaries of your seat zone, I am in his zone, I would say. Maybe not over his lap, but if I'm not over his lap, I'm getting close to it. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely in his zone, but he doesn't see me. I go a little more into his zone. Now, if I wasn't before, I'm definitely over his lap now. Still, he's not giving me any signals. Now, we're both high, like signals like, like pass it over. We're both high, so I'm like, well, maybe he doesn't really see me. But now I'm uncomfortable because now I'm reaching in front of somebody. Rude, right? I'm reaching in front of somebody. Everyone else at the table can see this. Now I'm petrified. I don't want to fucking have my hand hanging out here. So I freak out. I just grab the joint right out of his hand. Just rudely, just rip it right out. And I in order to play it off like I'm comfortable with that, I go like, give me that shit. But in reality, I'm not thinking, like, give me that shit. I'm just like, just please, because I don't want to be in front of you. So anyway, I felt bad about that. So you know who you are. Apologies for ripping the joint in your hand. Then later, I think I probably got a little bit too touchy-feely with that same guy because I'm high, I'm a loving guy. So just rubbing his back, just patting his back because he was doing something. I was like, oh, it's okay, buddy. Then he gets up and moves somewhere else. And I'm like, okay, man, like, fuck, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I assaulted you with my love. Oh, fuck. I always say the same thing. I don't know if I'm going to leave this in, but that was the truth. That was how I was feeling, so. Feels good to tell the truth. Anyway, again, overall, 2 wonderful events with wonderful people, wonderfully polite people, funny people, entertaining people, fantastic. So to all parties involved in the stories I just mentioned, again, to be clear, I am drastically looking forward to the next time that we hang out. Again, I will need a break, but I am looking forward to it, and we will do this again. So just so that's fucking on record. And I am fucking seeing therapy about. I'm going to therapy about all these fucking social thoughts that I have. I feel like they're too many. I would like to think less about the nuances of social settings. I would like to have that as less of a forefront in my brain. Like take a back seat, maybe to something useful. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, fuck. Now my stupid ass cousin told me to keep the intro shorter, so how's that for a fucking intro? You little shit. All right. Here's the shit I wrote down in the week. This is like way more chill, like way more relaxed. So, yeah, I'll just run through them. So, I work in tech support. I mentioned before, I get accents on the phone. You got to be careful when you hear a Southern accent. I don't bring up the election or politics on phone calls in general. But when I hear a Southern accent on the phone, I really fucking zip it up. Especially, I don't think a lot of Canadians realize this, but there is a lot of variance in American Southern accents. And I'm especially careful when I hear like a pure Southern, and they're like, you can really tell they're like, how y'all doing up there? I got an issue with my computer, and I need y'all to give me a hand. If you could give me a hand, that'd be real swell. Thank you very much. It's like very like, it's very. I don't even think I'm doing it correctly. And they call you, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm like, bro, I told this to my work team. I'm like, dude, my life is not together enough for you to be calling me sir. Because, look, I know the South is racist and fucked. For sure. But when you hear that accent, dude, you just think of like a Southern gentleman. And you're like, he's like, hello, sir. Like, this is Kyle from Ammo and More. And I need some help with my computer. Do you think you could help me, please? And I go, do you have your e-com ID? And he goes like, yes, sir. It's not like, because sometimes you say like, yes, sir, like, yes, sir, like, yes, sir. He's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. And is there anything else I can do? And you're like, Jesus, like, dude, you don't, like, I don't deserve or need that much respect. You can just tone it down a bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to look at recipes because that's fucking pussy shit. If you use a recipe, you're a little bitch. Why don't you grow a spine and fucking figure out how to cook without looking at a fucking book, you fucking twat, you little nerd. It's just cooler to not use a recipe, man. It's cooler to kind of fucking figure it out and get it together and then just follow your heart, man. You just kind of look at what you have. You kind of know, how to like fry onions. You know what goes in a stew. You chop some shit up. You put it in. The first time it tastes like shit. Second time, still tastes like shit. But by the third, fourth time, you start to get the hang of it. And now you cook without a recipe. And now you're fucking sick. So, like, you can ask my fans that I have paid my diligence on making stuff that tastes like shit, for sure. Now, I'm making stuff that tastes good. And I should just say, I, of course, used a recipe when I started, for sure. You use recipes to get, like, a base level, right? Recipes are like in elementary school when they teach you how to make colors with other colors. That's kind of like what a recipe is, right? Your colors are like your ingredients, and then they're like fucking yellow and red make orange. Fucking onions and a frying pan makes fried onions. And now you know. Anyway, you get what the fuck I'm saying. So I use a recipe to start, but now I just fucking follow my heart. Underestimating bay leaves in food. Yes. Now, here's something I truly believe. Anytime I cook something involving bay leaves, I don't look at the recipe. I just chuck in as many bay leaves as I think will be good. And it's not really the taste. The taste hasn't been an issue, but it's the fucking digging the bay leaves out of your food. Every time I'm putting bay leaves in, I'm like, oh, this will be fine. I can just dig them out. Who gives a fuck if I put a lot? No. It's a pain in the ass, and it feels gross. When you get a bay leaf, and you're like, and you pull it out of your mouth, and it's kind of sharp, and the edges not really cut, but they kind of scrape your tongue, and then you had a nice soft stew, and now you're pulling out this disgusting thing out of your fucking mouth, and now your hands are all dirty with the stew, and you got to put the bay leaf somewhere. And if you have food, you can't put the bay leaf back in your dish. So now you got to put it somewhere, maybe on like a disgusting tissue or throw it in the garbage. But then you worry if it's thrown in the garbage, then the fucking flies will come get it. We all know how much of a fan of flies I am. So anyway, bay leaves have power. Don't underestimate the impact of bay leaves on the mouthfeel of your dishes. Oh, fuck. Speaking of my own embarrassing meltdowns, probably about once every 2 years, I have like a crisis where I'm like, I'm not doing anything with my life. I need to sell everything and be blank. Be a yoga instructor. Be a fucking mountaineer. Be a fucking sailor and sail around the world, right? One of those stupid things that you get pressure from all that bullshit on social media, and you're like, oh, I don't have enough cool stories. I need to go do some shit, Fucking Christ. So I get one of those, whatever, maybe once a year. I don't know. It happens every so often where I just fucking, I go into it. I'm like, I'm selling all my shit. I'm going to do it. The first place I start when I have these fucking meltdowns is I message this one guy I know, and he lives in BC, and he's kind of this like cool hippie guy, and he does like, he is like a teacher in the woods or something for like an elementary school. I don't know. He's like cool. He's like hippie granola nation, right? So I figure he knows all kind of advice about this. So whenever I get into this fucking fantasy of like, yo, I'm going to go do this bullshit, I start with him. So this guy, I don't talk to him for years, right? We were like buddies in high school, and like we're still cool, but like I don't hit him up. We don't call, I don't fucking know how he's doing. I only message him when I'm having fucking breakdowns. So I was looking at our like, our chat history on Facebook, and it's just the last time I talked to him, it was like, dude, like, dude, do you have any travel tips for Africa? Because like I think I'm gonna go. And he's like, oh well, I've actually never been to Africa. My message is like, oh word, I just thought because you travel a lot. Fucking idiot. And he's like, yeah man, I don't really know. You should probably ask this other thing. So yeah, the next message is the one I'm currently first thing out of my mouth. Oh hey buddy, just wondering, do you know like how I could get a job as a fisherman on a boat in BC? Immediate message. Well, Tom, like that's pretty intense. Why do you want to do this? Super logical, fair, and like helpful question. Because what he's really saying is, Tom, what in the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you pump the brakes and like explain yourself, right? My explanation. Well, I just, it would just, I'm kind of sick of looking at a computer screen and I want to go and fucking do some rad shit, And he's like, oh, well, again, totally rational. Shout out to this guy. He's like, dude, it's pretty intense. It's like whatever it is, like 12-hour work days. It's really disgusting work. You're gutting fish and shit. And he gives me the rundown, like whatever it is. And then, of course, I chill out immediately. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't really want to do that. But I just thought it was funny that this dude he gets a front row seat to all my fucking meltdowns, my manic zones. It's inspiring when Google or Alexa gets your command wrong, but they're so confident in it, right? Like you'll be like, hey Google, next song please. And it'll be like, here's what I found for weather. And the tone is the same, right? Because it's like really cheery. And I just laugh. I'm like, dude, you got it so wrong, but you just like fucking stood your ground. And it's kind of inspiring because it's like, if you don't lose your fucking mind at it, you're like, oh, respect, dude. Kind of similarly is like personification of computers. Do you ever have it where like you turn on your computer and then it kind of like flash, like it maybe shows you the login screen and then it like flashes and it like goes black again and then it like slowly turns back on the login screen and it's kind of just like sketchy and you just want to be like, dude, are you okay? Like, do you need a minute? Kind of like when I wake up my computer abruptly like that, it's kind of just like, imagine waking up somebody immediately and be like, quick, tell me what's going on in the world. Like that. And the guy's like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I got you some toast. And you're just like, no, man, it's the wrong thing. I don't know if that made sense. But anyway. Oh, my God. I'm in a fraternity, okay? So I'm friends with a lot of bros. A lot of basic fucking bros, okay? And a lot of them are great. And I'm close friends with a couple for sure. And great people, but one of these guys is a good friend of mine, and I actually really like his perspective because I'm so fucking like out there thinking about all this bullshit. It's nice to hear a very simplistic view every now and again. It just like keeps me grounded, and it's really good. The flip side though is that it's fucking simplistic a lot of the time. I describe complex emotional situations to this guy, and a lot of the time his answers are just like, his serious answers are just like, I don't know, dude. Sounds like you just might be gay. And it's like, first of all, if I was gay, I'm pretty sure I would have known by now and been comfortable telling people. I feel like I'm okay enough that I would have worked that out. Second of all, obviously, no big deal with that, obviously. But third of all, and most importantly, what the fuck, bro? Just because I have different emotions on things instead of just like one fucking gear doesn't mean I'm gay, you fucking idiot. Like I was talking to him about, because I was in my hoe phase, going on dating apps, sleeping around and shit. And I was like, I don't know, man. I think I'm just like kind of over girls. You know what I mean? Like I just kind of like need to take a break for a minute. I need to chill out. And he's like, dude, is this your way of telling me you're gay? And I was like, no, dude. I'm just telling you I'm going to take a break from dating for a bit. Like, what? Now, that one I get. It's a little more if I say, I'm over girls. That's kind of like, that's a suspect phrase, or like it's a phrase that could be interpreted as like coming out as gay. Today, I gave him a call. I was telling him about this fucking evening I had with these 4 women. And I said something like, yeah, man, it was just like kind of intimidating and made me feel uncomfortable because I was in kind of like, it was just kind of a fucked up situation, you know? And he was like, dude, it sounds kind of like you're saying you're gay. And I'm like, no, it's not that I'm saying I'm gay, you fucking moron. I was one guy with 4 ladies in my house with a fucking mattress on the ground with a bunch of cameras pointed towards them. You don't think that's a bit of an intense situation? You don't think I might have more than one emotion that's just like, oh, fucking nice, there's a bunch of girls here? You don't think I might have like a little bit of conflicted feelings, like, I don't know if this is really fucking morally okay, this feels weird, like, just more than one emotion, right? It's just a little bit, can I have like a spectrum instead of fucking the black and white? Fucking piece of shit. You know who you are, you little fuck. Anyway, so fuck that guy. I love you though. Anyway, French accent is sexy. French from France. Quebecois less so, but still a little bit. I got a French lady on a phone call in support, and she was getting mad at me. Not mad at me, but just like frustrated. Bro, I got a little bit of chills. I'm not gonna lie. It was nice. Being an adult is knowing what you need for groceries without making a list. So that's when you get your grocery game, like, it's sick shit, you know, like, you can just, like, maybe it's after work and you're like, I need to do groceries. I know I don't have a lot of food in the fridge. So you just leave. You don't even look at the fridge or the pantry. You don't even need your fucking list. You just leave. You show up at the grocery store and you're like, I need fucking white vinegar. I need fucking rice. I need some soda water. I need some fucking bacon. And I need some fucking chips, you know? And you just have that in your brain. That's adulting level pro, you know, adulting next level. And I got there this past week. I've been getting there a couple times. So, you know, what's up, dog? Maybe that fucking Southern mister should be treating me with such respect, because I don't want to brag, but I'm going to brag and say I don't need a fucking list when I do my groceries. Not all the time. I still need a list sometimes. So my stupid fucking landlord is so dumb. Okay, so squirrels live in the space between my ceiling and the roof. They have lived there since I've moved in. I told my landlord about them. It doesn't really affect me, aside from the psychologically, right? Because you hear them at night, and when you're going to bed, it's unnerving. It's just in your natural animal soul. It's not a sound that you want to hear. You know, it's just, you don't want to hear it. Every time I hear it, I get like a feral, just a fucking primal. I gotta kill that fucking thing and stab it because it's crawling around, man. It's just not a good. You get a fucking animalistic reaction. I'm gonna fucking kill it with my teeth and just, you know, fucking disgusting. But it's psychologically, whatever, damaging. Damaging is too strong a word. Psychologically obnoxious, whatever. It doesn't affect my home really in any way because I don't fucking own the building. So who gives a shit if they wreck it? It's not my place, whatever. But I've told my landlord about him repeatedly. Okay, the building I live in is old. It's not new and sealed and tight. It's old. It's drafty. It's fucking old. I tell my landlord about it. He says, no problem. Come by and fix it. He comes by. He takes pieces of metal and puts them on what he deems suspect areas. The bottom of a door and what is seemingly a random spot on my soffits, which are a architectural term for the ceiling of a porch, the outside ceiling. They're usually made of wood. Wait, did I get that right? Maybe I'm wrong. Double check. Check me if soffits is the wrong term. Anyway, whatever. Random spot in the soffits outside. Random spot in the ceiling on the porch. In that same ceiling of that same porch, there is a trap door to the roof so that you can get on it and do maintenance. My landlord puts this fucking metal down, okay? I say, he comes back. He says, I put the metal down. Now the squirrels will not be able to get in. So 2 pieces of metal, right, on a fucking building, okay, that is rubbing against a tree. And where do the squirrels live? Shocker, in the fucking tree, okay, literally rubbing against it. Don't worry, Tom. I put two separate pieces of metal on the entire building. And now, this is what he says, now I have plugged all of the holes. All of the holes are plugged from my morning of work. For sure, dude. 100%. 100%. How many fucking things are wrong with that sentence? I can't even, I feel like I run into this shit all the time where it's like, dog, are you crazy? Are you fucking stupid? What is wrong with you? You plugged every hole? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? In the whole fucking building, you plugged every hole. What the fuck are you on? Are you fucking stupid? How do people like this own property? I don't get it, dude. It's crazy. No, bro. You didn't plug all the holes. Of course you didn't fucking plug all the holes. And let's just have a flight of fantasy and say, yeah, bro, you know what? Against literally every odd, you have plugged every hole in this 3-story, 6-unit building. You have plugged every hole. Jesus told me. We found out through divine intervention that you did it, okay? The squirrels live here. You live in some other fucking joint. They're just going to chew another hole, bro. What the fuck? And, dude, I don't even really give that much of shit about the squirrels. They're kind of obnoxious, but, whatever. I can live my whole life. It's the fucking stupidity of this fucking sentence. I plugged every hole? Are you kidding me, dog? What the fuck? Oh, my God, bro. What a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. Dude's so fucking stupid. Holy shit. I can't believe that. Anyway, yeah, so that happened. That was fucking dumb. What else? Oh, pre-shredded cheese and instant coffee are actually pretty good. I'm making lattes with instant coffee, so don't be. My family is pretty food snobby, and so they always kind of look down their noses at that. Instant coffee, can't have that. It's pretty fine. I'm drinking instant coffee right now. It tastes fucking great. Pre-shredded cheese is also really handy. I don't have a cheese grater, so, for nachos, I have to, cut a block of cheese in little cubes, and then they take longer to melt. It's kind of a pain. Pre-shredded cheese, very great. I've talked on here before about how I'm trying to be nicer to myself. I also talked about how I'm stretching to alleviate some of my bodily pains. I just thought it was funny because stretching is such a zen exercise, so chill, right? So you're supposed to be mellow, breathing, meditate, relax, right? Chill. I'm getting in my stretching mode, and I do the one where it's like the splits. You put your leg, your shoulders facing forward, one leg in front, one leg behind, and it fucking hurts so good, man. And then I start swearing at myself when I get really down into it. I go, Tom, you fucking bitch. Come on, baby. Come on, you fucking slut. Like that. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Dude, it's morning. This happens at 6:30 a.m. too, right? I've just woken up. I get into the stretch, and I'm in front of I have a mirror. In front of I'm staring in the mirror. You fucking psycho slut bitch, just fucking going off. And I'm stretching, and it's the zen mode. It's like, bro, what in the sweet fuck is wrong with me? Can I just have a mellow morning? I would just like to have a chill morning, I feel like I've been so extra my whole life. It'd be nice if I was just, what's your favorite color? Beige. Yeah. What's your favorite sport? I like jogging, What's your favorite food? I love porridge and I love boiled chicken, I just want I've been so give me a couple years of not interesting, just, oh, Tom, that guy's hella boring. Let's just not hang out with that guy, just level. Just give me that for a little bit. Oh, this is a nice light one to end on. We got pretty heavy today, so sorry about that. But, it's all in here. Crazy. Anyway, I'm always surprised by how hot my water is. Right? Isn't that fucking stupid? I like go to wash my dishes and I put on the hot water. And every time I already know that it's hot. I've touched this water before. Okay. I know that it's hot. But I turn it on and part of me is like, I can fucking take it. I can do it. And I put my hands right in it. And then I go, fuck. And every time I say this, that's really hot. Every time I say fucking shit. No shit, dude. First of all, yeah, it's the hot water tap. That is generally where hot water comes from. First of all. Second of all, you fucking know. How long have you lived here for, dog? Yeah, no shit, it's hot. Same with plates in the microwave, right? Put a plate in the microwave. I can't help myself. Every time I touch the plate, oh, that's hot. No fucking shit, bro. Yeah. That's actually why you put it in the microwave, to make it hot. Fucking Christ. Okay, guys. Well, if you still want to be my friends after all this shit I said, then good. Because that's how I am. So, yeah, I love you guys a lot. Bye.